The last fermented vegetable we'll learn how to make is called curtido, sauerkraut's Latin cousin. Curtido is El Salvador's national dish, which is traditionally served with these corn tortilla stuffed savory dishes called pupusas. In addition to the cabbage base, there's also oregano, onions, red pepper, salt, and carrots. Like all the other ferments, curtido is packed with a lot of lactic acid bacteria, so it has many of the similar health benefits. But like the kimchi, curtido has different ingredients in it, which is able to create novel bacteria strains. So in curtido, it's the oregano actually that has special health promoting benefits, which comes from the active ingredient carboxyl that's very high in antioxidants. Carboxyl is a phenol found in oregano that's been shown to fight off inflammation, infections, and pain. What makes curtido especially interesting is that the fermentation process actually makes the ingredients more bioavailable and enhances its nutrition properties. So besides the lactic acid bacteria in curtido, which helps support the GI system, it also has these compounds that could be good for fighting colds and flus. While there aren't many studies that have been on curtido, probably because of its origin and funding, we do know that it's swimming in diversity from lactic fermentation. We can only really extrapolate what that might look like with the addition of these other medicinal ingredients and what that would do to the overall diversity of the bacteria in curtido. How about we learn how to make some curtido? For this recipe, we'll need 1 head of cannonball cabbage, 1 tablespoon of oregano, a tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of red pepper flakes, an onion, and 2 carrots, plus your glass bowl and sterilized glass quart jar. Just like before, I'll remove the core of the cabbage and begin to coarsely chop the cabbage, adding it to the bowl, and then we'll sprinkle a tablespoon of salt in there so we can start drawing out the juices of the cabbage. Once I have the cabbage base going, I'll start incorporating my other ingredients like the carrots. I like to grate the carrots for the curtido. I think the texture is really nice, so we'll grate those. 2 carrots. And then we also do our onion. I like to julienne the onions, so just thinly. So they're decent sized pieces I'll add in there. And then we have our tablespoon of red pepper and our tablespoon of oregano. And we'll continue to massage the mix to break down the cell walls and get out all the juices. When I do this, I like to think that it's important to impart good thoughts and emotions into your mix. There's been a couple studies with questionable methods on how emotions affect inanimate objects. So the science doesn't really back it, but I like to think it's the art of the fermentation. Here we are with a mixture that's already nice and juicy, so we can start transferring it into our jar, a little at a time, and then either with your fist or with a tool, like the kraut stomper, you can start compressing it down, making sure that the juices come above your vegetables. Once you have it full, we'll add our cabbage leaf to the top and secure it in, and tighten the lid on so there's no air. Just remember, without an airlock, you're going to want to release the pressure once a day, burping your ferment, and set it somewhere out of direct sunlight, leaving it sit until your desired fermentation time. For me, I'll let it sit for a month and then probably devour it in a week. So that's why the fermentation crocks come in handy.